Hey, Facebook fam. What's up? You got Mojo, Tony, Jake, Jen, Danny Dwyer. We're all gathered around. It's funny, when we have this new camera equipment in the studio, we all have to kind of adjust our lighting to make sure that we look equal. And my light's completely off. I need a tan. Where's the sun?
You're not alone, trust me.
Yeah. All right, let's get it going. Time for another round of beats.
What you guys doing?
It's our weekly time in the studio where we all gather around the microphones and BS about things going on in our lives, in the world, in pop culture, and now in HD, which scares the hell out of Tony. Gotta be honest.
I have my light turned down as low as it'll go, even with the Botox.
Mine's off completely because I glow in the dark. I'm fluorescent. So today we're going to cover a lot of different things. I want to put a question out there so we can start gathering some comments, and we'll go kind of last on this. But I want to at least have people start thinking about it. Concert bucket list. Like, who do you have to see before your time on this earth is up? There's a lot of concerts coming out this year, so there's a lot of potential opportunity to scratch some of those off the bucket list. So be thinking about that. Comment below with yours, and we'll share those here in a little bit. But I want to at least get the ball rolling there. Guys, think of yours, and we'll come back to that. Boy, there's some good news and bad news in these topic choices, guys. I don't know if we want to start on a... Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Jake?
Yeah.
Putting your cat down?
It's probably about time.
I told you it was sad.
Yeah. We got a veterinary appointment today. It's with a new vet, and she's just not eating, and then we're starting to see blood in the stool, and she's getting really, really skinny. And I just figure she's 15, so we kind of figure this might probably be the end for her. But here's the thing. Here's my question. I think I'm not as sad as I should be about it.
What do you mean? 15 years is a long time.
It is, and it's not like I feel like my time on Earth is done with her. But and I don't want to be cruel when I say it, but she just wasn't that good of a cat.
Yeah.
She was around for 15 years, and she was never very lovey. She was never very.
Well, it's a cat.
Never
we
played.
had one of those. Yeah.
No, but there are good cats. I've had good cats in the past.
And is this one a male or female?
She's a
female.
female.
The male cats are usually more loving and affectionate, I've found. The female cats don't bother me.
I think it has a lot to do with species. Like, this is a medium hair, and she's just been very aloof her entire life. And a lot of just pooping where she shouldn't poop and vomiting all over everything. She's mostly a hassle.
Right.
But, in these last couple of days where she's, sick and stuff, you start going I'm starting to feel bad about it, but not maybe as much as I should.
Can I bring something that he's not telling about this story?
Oh, please. Is there something he left out?
I'm a hypochondriac, right? We all know this, right?
No.
So yesterday morning I say to Jake, I said, yeah, they did the blood work again, and I said, my kidney came back a little off again.
Uh-oh.
I said, which has happened, and I'm usually dehydrated. I drink water, and I'm fine. But I look at Jake, and I say, yeah, my kidneys are off again. He goes, yeah, her cat's having renal failure. We're about to put her down.
Mm-hmm.
Tony's thinking instantly, great, I'm going down.
I'm thinking... Is he saying I'm having renal failure and I need to be put down? I mean,
let me Google renal
Our
failure.
market manager came to me and said, hey, we're going to, let Tony go. Can you figure out a way to blunt the news a little bit? And I said, yeah, no problem. I'll just tell him we're going to kill him, and then anything after that will be good news.
He is a different species, that's for sure.
To start out the sentence with, Tony, the test results came back.
Yeah, it's been a rough few months, but, I'm still wanting to stick around. We'll see.
I'm sorry that your cat's going to die.
Yeah, that
That's
sucks,
not
Jake.
fun.
It's
never easy.
So much for 9 lives.
Yeah.
Like, I maybe when she's gone, I'll miss her, but
Or maybe not.
Yeah, we've had to force feed her the last couple of days. I'm like, this is such a hassle.
Right. That's when it comes into you wish at that point, I want you to go now because I don't want you to deal with the pain. You don't want to deal with it either.
Yeah.
It's really, really
Are you
tough.
going to get another cat?
I already have another cat.
Oh.
And I'm worried about what she's going to be like, too. That's another thing. Is
She'll be sad.
she'll be so lonely, and she's already the most pathetic cat.
As it is?
Yeah, she's just constantly like, hey, be my friend. And we're like, we're not that into cats anymore. Sorry, kitty. Since we had kids, we're not.
Yeah.
The pets kind of took a back seat, and they've just, they've hung in there. But they're really renters, is what they are. They're not.
They're renters.
They're bad roommates.
It's another mouth to feed, man.
How are they
They're
gonna
like
feel about it?
they're like teenagers. They're bad roommates.
How are the boys going to feel about
They
it?
have never attached because they're not good cats. They're not.
Right.
They're not around.
They're not loving cats. They just, they wander through the
So they're like a
room
piece of
every now and again.
furniture?
Yeah.
So we got some comments coming in for the 7-Up social wall. A few good mornings at first. Good morning.
Nope, that didn't work.
That was not the right one. That's
Am I
weird.
going to the right spot?
I'm sending new
Go
ones.
Chiefs!
Somebody wants Jen to keep a handful of glitter, and every time one of us needs it
Well, I'm
thrown
trying to
over us
send those comments,
to make
yeah.
us cheer up, would you need to throw
Are you not
glitter
seeing them,
on it?
Jake?
No.
Okay, well, Leah says good morning to her favorite people. Charlene says good morning, radio family. And Leah also says, Jen, you need a pocket full of glitter right now to throw it on Jake, as Tony mentioned.
Oh, I love that.
You should walk around with a pocket full of glitter all the time. I could totally see you be like, you need to cheer up.
Yes.
Like fairy dust.
Isn't there like
You
a
know,
gift that
pixie
does
dust.
that?
I thought about, because I wanted to do, off topic slightly, I wanted to do
BSing.
I wanted to do little videos here and there, like, you know how B-Dub has his horn?
Yeah.
I wanted to do something like that, but not completely copy it. So I thought about a glitter bomb or gun where you just, and the glitter shoots out. But
Right.
then I was like,
There it is.
got to vacuum it up and clean it, and I don't want to be responsible. So, like, who's responsible after you throw glitter at somebody? The person who it's been thrown at, or you? Like, who has to clean up that glitter?
You,
Yeah.
the thrower.
The
has to
thrower,
clean it
I
up.
think
The thrower has to.
Well, who cleaned up all the confetti at the Super Bowl? I mean, that must have been a task. Was it the person who shot it?
You know, it's funny you say that because I was thinking, man, what are they going to do? They have like these air blowers and just blow everything in the field and just get like one big vacuum.
Maybe.
Right?
I mean, that would be the easiest.
Maybe
When
they have
don't-
like a
yeah.
internal vacuum system, like you can get in a house where they push it
Like
off
a
to
giant
somewhere and then it
Dyson?
just.
Someone
they
had to
re- and
cut
they
all
get-
that
they-
confetti. I'm sure they were glad it was the same color for both teams. Made it easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they can
Did you see
easily
it was all
recycle that.
tweets?
What?
The confetti that dropped was all tweets from Chiefs fans.
No,
was?
Yes.
That's
Wow,
that's
that's
pretty
What a
cool.
colossal waste. Because who did that matter to?
Don't tell Peggy
All the-
LaPointe over at Kink.
All
Boy.
the fans. I'm sure all the fans were like, oh my gosh, all my
Right.
tweets.
Just caught like some random person's tweet.
Right.
I
There's
think
waste-
it's- I think
waste of
it's
effort.
doing a snow
Well, now,
angel
did-
in my tweet.
That was cool though.
Maybe it was all the hater tweets. They cut them up, and
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
now
the Niners
that would
fans.
be funny and ironic.
I'm sure an intern got stuck with cutting it.
Well, this makes for a great transition to your topic today. Speaking of tweets, honest mistakes that kind of get amplified on social media, and should we all get over it, right, Jen? Is that? Tell them what happened. This is funny.
You had a heart attack laughing. That was not the reaction I expected. So
Have you met me?
There's a point. I
eyes
put
say
a
it
tweet
all.
on Twitter. It is now gone, so don't go try and find it.
Oh.
I wanted to highlight the top country songs this week, and
Boy,
out
did
of
she.
the top 5, Maren Morris was number 3, I think. And instead of putting The Bones, which is a great song, we love that song and love her, I put Dry Bones.
That's a different
Which-
song.
That is a different song. I don't know if I didn't not put the or Lauren Daigle, who is a Christian artist, although we play her on Live 95.5 too, which is our pop station.
She had a big pop hit.
Yeah, huge pop hit.
Jesus loves pop.
Her big song right now is Dry Bones. So I don't know if I had that in my head subconsciously and I typed Dry Bones instead of The Bones. I don't know what happened. It wasn't malicious. I didn't mean to. And for the most part, it was a huge tweet for us.
Oh, good. Jake saved it. Awesome.
Yeah, I want to make sure everyone can see it. Yeah.
That's great. That's good.
At Gen Radio, if you want to
There it is.
throw some thoughts her way.
Shade. So of those 59 likes, most of them were like, awesome, I love these songs. And, the occasional, I hate Justin Bieber, the typical things.
Sure.
But then the trolls come out.
But then the trolls come out and a few people got to me. And after years and years of being in this business, I've been in the least, I've only been in for 10 years. There's a point where you get to where you just switch off your feelings. Like, that just doesn't get to you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I am not that person.
Nope.
Yeah.
I take it
I'm not
all
there
very
either. You got a long way to go.
I take it all very personal, and I try to remember that people are assholes. But
Only 2% of the population.
yeah, but they find me. The 2%
Yeah. Well, they
finds
move around
me,
a lot.
Right.
and they make it hard for me to care about social media, which is a huge part of our job.
This brings up a thing we need in this world. The ability to edit a tweet.
Seriously, though,
I mean,
That's what I was getting ready to ask. 'cause
everybody
I
from
don't
Jen
do-
to the president would certainly
Donald
appreciate
Trump
that.
could certainly benefit.
Oh, wait.
Isn't that right, fans of the Chiefs in Kansas?
Yeah, the only
That's right.
The only time I go to Twitter is when I want to be completely ignored because that's what I feel like when I do a tweet.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
can go in our meetings, Tony.
Yeah, well, I know. That's, then I fall asleep. But it's like you can't
Facts.
edit a tweet after you send it out
No,
at all.
you have to take it down, which I did because I just
That
didn't want.
sucks.
I just didn't want other people to jump on the bandwagon of being mean. And
Yeah.
I commented back to those people to try and, because it was through the brand. Like you saw it up there.
Yeah.
It was from Bull, but it was my tweet through Bull.
People didn't know who if it was a guy or a girl that posted it, and if it came from a guy, how they could have misconstrued the intention of that. Yes,
and
I get
the
it.
intention, the people who tweeted this was like, your intention was to be mean, and I can't believe there's only one female in the top 5, and of course her song got messed up, and just like blowing crap out of proportion. And so I told them, like, hey, can you no longer make a mistake and it not be malicious? Like,
Right.
I'm sorry I put dry instead of the. Like, you have to understand, I'm one of Maren Morris's very biggest fans. I support female artists 100%. I have a freaking show on Sunday nights.
Nobody was
Really? Tell us about the show. What's it called and
It's
when is it
called
on?
The She Shed.
Sunday nights at 7, only on The Bull, where
All
you hear
female artists.
more girl power every hour. Okay. What were you going to say, Jake?
I was going to talk, and then 2 people interrupted me.
Sorry.
Literally, like boom,
it was a
boom.
shameless plug moment.
They really weren't attacking you, Jen. They were attacking the brand,
Which I take personal.
but that's on you. That's not their fault. They're attacking the brand. The brand can't be making mistakes like that.
But it's my brand. Like, I work for this brand,
No,
and
it's
there's
not
5
your brand.
people who
It's ours, but yeah.
I'm just saying, like, we're passionate about this brand. It's our brand. So yeah, I took it personal.
But you have to get over that. That's not the troll's fault. Like, the troll is correcting a brand, and the brands can't. We have to, like, especially on something like that where we're experts, we have to be perfect on it.
The trolls correcting the brand is like such an oxymoron statement, because trolls do stuff maliciously with intent to like poke and be rude.
Yeah.
Like, there was no intent to be like, because they could have simply messaged us or tweeted like, hey, I think you accidentally put dry instead of the, oops. Like, it could, like, if they were actually correcting me with the intent to be polite about it, then they would have said it that way. Instead, they were assholes, which means they are trolls, which means there was no intent to be kind.
We have some comments coming on the 7-Up social wall. Stephanie, the 2%, I'm guessing she means the trolls find everyone, and they make everyone feel like that. Okay, fact.
You got to send that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I did. It says I sent it.
Leah, nice family.
Leah
photo.
said people are mean, Jen, ignore it.
Yeah.
That's so much easier said than done.
I can't
It's true.
stack
and
'em, I get it.
I did a blog yesterday because I'm really proud of my tattoos because they honor my family and
Yeah.
my mother and everyone else. And so many people are paying tribute to Kobe Bryant by getting new tattoos. I had posted a video talking about so many people are getting inked up these days, and people look at their body like a piece of art. So if you had something special, I want to see what you're honoring, whether it be Kobe. I don't care about him. I mean, I care about him, but not like that. Or is it your family, somebody that you lost that meant something to you, a brother, a parent, whatever. I last night got a thing from a lady saying, how stupid, you're talking about Kobe Bryant. And I'm like, really? It really wasn't about Kobe Bryant. It was about people honoring people, whether it be a friend or family member. And I wrote back to it very politely just to say, look, I really wanted to say what my grandma always said: if you have nothing nice to say, just keep your freaking mouth shut.
I think she used a different F word, but yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
and just leave it
He was
alone.
a cusser.
Just, why do you have to be a troll and upset people? It's not worth the time and effort.
Social media has enabled mean people to be mean on a platform, and I hate it.
I do too.
It
because
has
they
given
won't be like
mean
that
people
in person.
control.
Right.
And it's taken over these like I used to love social media. Like, it was fun to catch up with friends and see their photos, and like, oh, I couldn't make it to your wedding, but they were all on Facebook. Like, that's what I used to like, and now it's just full of crap and rude people. So it just makes me hate it. I wish I could turn it all off, but we can't.
We can't.
Right?
Well,
We can't.
speaking of, here B-Dubs, Saturday nights from 7 to midnight here on 98.7 The Bull.
Oh, the troll captain?
The resident troll of our staff. Shout out to B-Dub. And speaking of
Love you,
people on
buddy.
social media, Kristen had a good idea going back to the confetti thing. Don't throw confetti, throw candy. They'll clean it up for you.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
smart.
That's a really good idea. That could hurt though, because it comes from way far up when it drops.
No, yeah, I guess that could be painful. Depends on how high you're throwing it from.
Oh, you mean me? Like me walking
Yeah.
around throwing
Just
candy.
be like, instead of throwing that, just throw candy, and it'll take care of itself.
That's genius.
And
There's that.
going back to you, Jake, and the loss of your cat, Catherine also said that she was devastated when her cat Scooter passed. Still is. And her bucket list would be Reba, Brooks, and Dunn, who have that residency in Vegas, so you can scratch both of those off.
If you've never seen Brooks and Dunn live, you have to.
Oh.
I seen the Reba, Brooks, and Dunn thing in I think it's Caesar's Palace. Or I went a couple years ago when they started it. Amazing show, man. You forget how many hits they have.
Lots.
Half of which, the Reba part, you can hear Sunday nights on the She Shed. By the way.
The 90s were all about Brooks and Dunn and Reba McEntire, really, now that I think about it.
So please keep
Lori
those
Morgan.
keep those comments
Winona
going.
Judd.
I know there's some more we'll get to about your favorite bucket list must-see artists before you pass, because I want to share some of those on
Can I
the
say
7
one last thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Kindness is free.
Yep.
Backed.
Be kind to
I
one
like
another.
your other one. You said kindness is cool.
Kindness is cool.
I love that.
It is cool to be kind, and not a lot
I
of
love
people are
that.
kind anymore. Be cool.
There's there's an acronym that's posted on some of the doors in the building. It's D-BAD. You seen that?
No.
D-bad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
D-BAD.
D-bad.
D-B-A-D.
D-bad.
I thought you said D-bag.
What's the
I was like,
acronym?
what?
Or what's it mean?
Don't be a.
Don't be a rhymes with Rick.
Yeah.
That's a good way to live your life. A good mantra right there.
That is a great.
Yeah.
I sometimes need to take that advice. Danny, speaking of D-BAD and people being jerks, Danny's got the bill collectors coming after him.
Yeah,
For
and-
something that's super old.
And this is what really upsets me about the whole thing. So we opened up a piece of mail the other night, and it was from our old alarm company, Monotronics. And I'm going to call them out because they failed to
Alarm,
update
like, for
their
your
systems
property?
for our home.
Oh,
For
okay.
our home.
Security.
So
oh, okay.
yeah, so when we eventually left Monotronics, we went over to Comcast Xfinity, who I endorse.
Plug.
So we signed off and said, hey, thank you very much. We are done with you guys. Here's our last check. Here's our last final statement, a full-on letter, doing the thing. So Sunday night, we open up our mail to start doing our bills like we do weekly. Kimmy does it all the time. They're coming after us from 8 years ago, saying we owe them $208. And we were like, wait,
For
whoa,
what?
wait, what? So first of all, the big thing was we panicked because in 2020 we decided we're going all green, so we started throwing all the files away that we've had forever to get rid of it all.
Yeah.
And now, thank goodness, it still was in the shred pile. Kimmy went digging and found the letter that we sent to them
Oh
back
my
in
God, what are
2013
the odds?
Wow, right?
Dang.
Good
to
thing you
show
saved
them.
it.
But I'm like, isn't there a statute of limitations to say that, look, you shouldn't be able to come after? We called the bank, and the bank even said, we don't keep anything after 6 years, so
Yeah, that's
it's
like
no
tax
good.
law, isn't it?
Right.
Isn't it like 7 years and then you can throw it away?
It's changed.
Wow.
It's now 3 years to the IRS. They have 3 years to come back and
Audit
take it
and
and
do-
audit you if they want to.
Trust
So we
Wow.
got into this argument, and now we've had to, approach our attorney and say, look, we need you to send a letter. Here's what's happening. I'm like, what? I mean, has anyone else dealt with that?
I thought it was 7 years. I thought that was the
True.
limitations.
I thought it was too, but we of course went into panic mode, and Kimmy, being a little private investigator, started looking into everything.
No.
You got to. You have to.
Yeah,
Jake's going to say just pay your bills on time.
Yeah, well, I
It was.
I don't know why Monotronics shouldn't get their money. Did you owe them $200?
we paid it.
Okay.
The check was cashed.
Okay.
It was paid. We had receipt of it that it was done.
Then yeah, I don't know what.
So I don't know where this guy came from.
I don't
Like,
think
he
there should
probably-
be a statute of limitations. If you owe money, like you owe money, that's the way it is.
True. But in this case, we paid it. We wrote the letter. We
Yeah, in that
said,
case,
sorry, you're out, pal.
Yeah.
Get out. But it's crazy because he, of course, is threatening Kimmy on the phone. And is now
Ooh.
like, well, we could,
sure that went well.
we're going to screw up your credit, and everybody fights today's society. It's so hard as it is to keep your credit perfect and keep your Social Security private from everything else. It's
Yeah.
hard. So one guy like that can screw up everything for you, I want to throw punch him.
Well, all you had to do, Danny, is just say, don't you know I'm the assistant program director of 98.7 The Bull? $1,000 minute, 7:40 tomorrow. Bob, I hope you heard me on that one.
He's not on
Question 6.
I don't think I've had
here. Yeah. That's
someone
awesome.
come after me for a bill that's been that
Old.
old.
That's something like,
I don't think that's happened, but you have to watch stuff like that because, like my phone bill, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but every time I get on there and look, because I went paperless also.
right?
Like we went paperless years ago, and so I never get on there and look. It's about the same, give or take a few bucks. And I figure taxes fluctuate or whatever. But if you get back and look on those, like there's some shady stuff inside your bill if you don't look at it.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
right.
like I realized we were overpaying for our package for our iPad, and I was like, wait a minute, like
Yeah,
3
you
years
gotta
ago
look
we
that stuff,
went
man.
through this and got it reduced down to like the tiny package because we didn't even want the internet on there at all. It was just like for Wi-Fi, and there was like one button the guy had to click on the phone call to like go to that price every month.
Right.
And he didn't do it after the phone call. So like 3 years I've been paying the same package
Right.
that I was doing. And I just happened to catch it one day because I was scrolling through trying to find something. And so I called back and sort of lit into the person on the customer service line after she gave me a bunch of bull crap. I said, hey, his one job was to make sure that that package got changed. I'm like, now I've been paying for 3 years.
They should get a refund.
I should have checked the next month to make sure that it balanced out, but I just figured they did their job and went on.
Right.
But you have to be like, bills and things like that. You have to watch those.
The only
companies.
thing, sorry, Jen. The only thing I know that goes back farther than 7 years is student loans.
Oh yeah,
They
forever.
will follow you to your death on those, apparently, because my ex had a student loan that she defaulted on, and it was it was 20 years, and they were still trying to figure it out, and they would sell it. They'd sell it to someone else.
That's
and
the
then-
thing. They buy those.
Yeah.
They buy them, and then that guy,
like
that company comes along.
mortgages.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that company
they
comes
sell
in
them.
and says, "Oh, we'll get them."
And they're shady, boy. They're
Ooh.
sneaky. Like what they tried to get me to do, because I wasn't with her when she took out that loan. They said, well, we can add your name to it. We'll send you the forms, and then you can handle it. So what they were trying to do is they get it on my name on it, and guess what?
Come after you for
They
the
come
money.
after me, and
Right.
it'd be on my credit. Like back then needed any more bad things on my credit.
Right.
See, I don't necessarily think stuff like student loans should be forgiven. Like, you signed that paper to take out that
I
loan.
agree.
It's like,
Done.
Anything.
you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
You owe the money back fair and
Well,
square.
every possible loan is that same way. Like every time you borrow money, anytime you get a good or service, you're agreeing to pay the certain amount of
Oh,
money.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't just get to decide.
No.
I'll tell you,
That,
I,
But
hey,
in
this
this case-
contractor did a bunch of work at my hotel, and then I decided I didn't want to pay them.
We have some comments on the 7-Up show social wall on this too. By the way, Kimmy chimed in. Did she pay the bill? Jake's question. I did. Angie also had a comment. Every 7 years, they can put it back in rotation and back on your credit. She also added only deal with the original creditor, not a company that bought your debt from the creditor, because I don't think they can pursue you legally.
Oh,
once
okay.
it's gone to collections,
Yeah.
it's on your credit anyway.
Tony would know.
I hate to say that, but but let me say first of all, Jake, I'm with you. If somebody gives you money, gives you service, and you agree to it, you should pay for it. But I filed for bankruptcy almost 3 years ago, I guess, and that was a weird feeling because they're like, you're out. You don't have to pay anybody. Anybody before this filing, they're done.
What a weird system that
And
is.
It is,
was
right?
freaky. And so my credit score and my bowling score were about the same. I mean, I'm kidding you not. I didn't know you could get down in the 500s. Because after the divorce, it was just a nosedive. Within less than a year after filing bankruptcy,
Right.
I was in the 700s.
Yeah,
And
wow.
now I have good credit. And that's...
Doesn't
wait a minute. It hasn't even been
surprises
2
all
years
of us.
yet.
Right, it
And
doesn't
so
seem right.
I feel like I cheated. I'm like... This isn't right, but yeah, it's an interesting system. But
My brother did
think-
the same
yeah.
thing. It was amazing
It
to watch.
saved my ass, but
Yeah.
excuse my language, sorry. But
Oh, it's okay.
It's
Yeah.
true though.
Jen already broke the seal. So
Jen
we
already
thank
broke
you.
the
already
seal.
have to click explicit on this
She added the
video,
word
so-
hold it, so at a whole different level. Let's lighten up the room a little bit. We've been dealing with
Oh, then
some
let's
heavy-
talk about mine.
Good point. Yeah. All right, Tony, I'll
Donald
give it
Trump,
to you.
should
Go.
he be president?
Oh, wait.
That's a joke.
And this
I'm
concludes
joking.
today's
I have something
episode.
to say about that.
Kindness is free.
Well, we're going to get to I promise you, concert bucket list is coming up, okay? But Tony, talking about politicians losing their minds.
I just want to say that I want to see Dr. Phil get Donald
Phil,
Trump and
F-E-E-L?
Nancy Pelosi
Together.
in a room, and I want marriage counseling, and I want it now. Those two are the hate that those two have for each other, and I'm not even saying it's unwarranted. Last night when she ripped up his speech, and let's not even talk about whether it was disrespectful or respectful. Let's not. We won't go there. That's not, like you said, Mojo. That's not what we're about. But it's like, oh my gosh. They're all losing their mind. I mean, everybody's poking the bear. Everybody knows each other's little triggers. It's like the worst marriage you ever saw, and we're watching it.
Right.
It's like a reality TV show.
It's
It
like when your
is.
parents are fighting.
Yes, it's
You're like, you can't pick a
uncomfortable.
side, but you're just like, I'm uncomfortable.
Did it make you guys uncomfortable to watch her tear that up?
Yeah, it was a little
It
uncomfortable.
was a little like, well, at first I went, oh, maybe that's like because at first she did that, I went, she didn't do that. And then I thought, wait a minute, maybe that's like a thing for like security purposes. Like like how you void a check.
Afterwards, right.
Yeah, like putting it through the shredder.
She was shredding it.
I thought maybe it
One
was like
tear.
I thought it maybe it was a thing,
Maybe
but
she's
then she
making
took
confetti.
the pile and like kind of plopped it down. I was like, ooh, salty.
Yeah.
And then, he was poking the bear and she was reacting, but I just hope that this is a waste of time, but
Can we all
hope
just get along?
that as all of us that are watching this take place and all of us that are on social media together, that we can, and I'm guilty of putting some things on social media to get people riled
Last
up
night.
as well. Yeah, sure did.
Oh, I see you stirred the pot big time, Tony Russell.
But, here's the thing. I want us to be, you can say something, you can express your beliefs, and we don't have to be mean to each other. And I just think, when like Jake's considers himself liberal, I consider myself something. I don't know what I am half the time, but I mean, I would never look at Jake and say, what a snowflake, or some of the other things. And he doesn't do that to me. We don't do that in person.
Not to your face.
We get along well, and we work together every day. And Jen's very conservative, and so I don't know why we can't kind of carry that kind of mentality onto social media. Just this hatred almost for each other. It's
Carrie on the 7-Up social wall says it best.
says what?
Says it best. If we pull her up
Them.
there. Kids in daycare school play nicer than them.
Oh, very true, Carrie. Very true.
accurate.
Yeah.
I didn't see it until last night when I got a chance to get home after dinner because we were out. But it was interesting to me because I saw her. I did the same thing, and I kept thinking her face, like her facial expressions were like you could tell she was angry. And I was like, wow, this is something. And then all of a sudden, the memes that were coming in and now they're just blowing up the internet today was very funny. But I just thought that was shocking.
It really was.
I am not one of her biggest fans. Like, not.
So you're not?
I'm not one of her biggest fans.
Okay.
But I think that
wow.
it does take a lot of strength to have such strong disagreement for somebody and have to still sit behind
it must have been
on
miserable.
national TV
Right.
and
Miserable.
keep your composure the entire time that's going on. Like that, I don't think I give her big props for at least trying to sit there and like
Because he was in the reach.
keep it together.
While
Let's be
your
honest.
internal kettle is boiling over.
She just
Let's be honest. He was within her reach. She could have wadded the paper up and smacked him across the back of the head with
God,
it.
wouldn't that have been great to see? That would have been so funny. I would have. You're
least
talking
it
about
would've
me.
been great.
Oh my God,
TV.
that would have been awesome.
I mean, we already know
But
she
we're
wants
almost
to do
there
it.
anyway.
We can,
I
we
did.
can,
It worked. I changed your title on there, Jen.
What's it say?
Not one of
we can continue this conversation on Lars Larson's show.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. But I want to say one other thing, and I'll be honest. I want people, whoever you support, if you support Donald Trump or you support Bernie Sanders in the future, I think it's important for us, even if we support someone, when they do something wrong, you should also admit that wasn't right. And what I see people doing right now on both sides of the aisle is defending their person, even when everyone knows
Right.
they were in the wrong.
Right.
And can we not get to a point where we go,
Humility.
yeah, my guy or my girl or my lady, she was off base, or my guy was off base, and I just I don't know. That's my
Humility
thing.
and pride can't be on the same stage.
No.
No,
I'm good.
quite interesting to see last night. That's
Yep.
for sure.
I'm going to stop now because I think I made it through that entire thing without being offensive.
I'm reading some of these comments and
Well, they can say what they want on here, but
I'm keep the comments going. I want to switch gears and get to the lighthearted part that we promised a few minutes ago. Bucket list for concerts. Now we have an incredible concert season lined up already. I've never seen it like this in Portland as long as I've been here. We got, who do we have coming? Brad Paisley, Blake Shelton, Tim McGraw, Brantley Gilbert, Luke Bryan, did I say Tim McGraw? Chris Stapleton. We can win tickets tomorrow morning, 8:40 on Tony, Jake, and Jen show.
It's been a minute since
Dan
they
and
all
Shay,
lined up like this.
Zach Brown. We haven't even announced Country
Brantley
Fest yet,
Gilbert.
but that's coming.
Old Dominion.
Morgan Fest.
Yeah.
Country.
Oh, and I heard the rest of the lineup for Jamboree.
You did?
I'm not allowed to say it yet,
You
but
know the Jambo lineup?
that's
because
one.
of the
man.
Jake guy.
one.
Did you
That's
hear
great.
Jake? Did you hear Jake? Like he acted like he didn't know. You did?
I don't know.
You don't know either?
No.
I don't know.
I work for the Jamboree.
Well,
I don't
I
know.
believe you. You tell
Write
me.
it down now. Best lineup they've ever had.
Well, it was already great.
Wow,
What I
That's
knew.
exciting.
Big statement.
That
That's a
is
huge
big.
statement.
So we already know.
He's not a native.
Who do we know? We know Dirks is going to be there, and Old Dominion's going to be there.
Yeah, right.
Those are both pretty epic.
Those are
That's
huge
great.
shows.
So Kenny Chesty's coming to the Northwest this year.
Church.
Anyway, who have you not seen? Oh, that's right. Eric Church and Macklemore. Crazy
Lumineers? What? Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that your bucket list, Tony?
Yeah.
Really?
So
I
who
really am
haven't you
excited about
seen?
that.
Wow.
This is a good one from Stephanie. I think a lot of people would agree with this. If you haven't seen George Strait yet, clearly that's a bucket list.
It's a must.
Leah says Garth Brooks. Yeah, Garth would make a lot of sense.
Go check out Garth.
We have
Don't
a
miss that.
chance to go see him in Detroit, listening at 7, 11, 2, 5, and 7 all week.
Yeah.
You can get on the standby list for that epic flyaway.
That really is a spiritual experience to see Garth
dude,
Brooks.
It's like going to
absolutely.
church.
Yeah, it's something.
I have a keyword coming up at 11 for you.
That's right. Stephanie wants to see Shania. She's doing a Vegas residency.
Huh.
She's seen her twice, but that was before she went through all her medical stuff. Okay, you want to see her now? That's another good one. Carrie, this is throwback. Rick Springfield, Bryan Adams.
God.
Her daughter loves Luke Bryan, also on the bucket list. Surprising her with tickets. Well, hopefully she's not watching
All right.
this.
Hopefully she didn't see this.
A little trivia for you, Carrie. What soap opera was Rick Springfield on?
Oh.
Ooh, my generation.
And Jen said, being nice is free, by the way. It was Young and the Restless?
Nope.
General Hospital?
Yep. That was
That was
it.
one of those two. It wasn't
job.
Days of Our Lives because I watched that
I
one.
feel like General Hospital's
you
been on
judge
for
me.
a century.
Long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. So while I'm pulling up some more of these on the 7-Up social wall, what about you guys, Jen?
Maroon 5.
You've never seen Maroon 5?
Oh, my God.
Dude, I saw
they're
them.
dope.
They would be
I saw them in
amazing.
Sacramento. It was Maroon 5, One Republic, and Bruno Mars was just coming out.
Aren't they
I think I
coming
might have seen that
soon?
show when it
They're
came
coming
here.
It
to
was
the Motor
epic.
Center, September.
Yeah, I think I need to get tickets because
was-
I missed him in Tacoma.
What you don't realize about Maroon 5 is they rock. Like they are terrific musicians.
Yeah.
Including Adam Levine, who's, if not famous for being a terrific musician, he's a singer / coach on The Voice, but he's an awesome guitarist.
Am I the only one that looks at him and thinks his voice doesn't match him? I mean,
yeah.
he's a beautiful man, but I mean, I'm thinking he just doesn't look like a guy that would be able to sing.
Oh, yeah.
my
no,
Oh,
he
God.
can
I
sing.
see what you mean.
Yeah, but my gosh.
Yeah, he can sing.
Every time I'm on, a great song comes on the radio, I'll be like, who's this?
Yeah, he looks like a mumble rapper, but he can sing.
I love him.
Maroon 5.
Machine Gun Adam.
Machine Gun.
Willie Nelson.
Oh,
Never seen Willie?
I've never seen Willie.
Haven't seen
I've never
Willie.
seen
We better
Willie.
see him soon.
Better
I
hurry.
know.
Now, this is a great point to make right now to people that are young, and Jen, I would consider 30 young. These people that you love right now, see them.
Yeah.
See them. And because as you see these people that you really like a Maroon 5, and you think, one day I'll go see them. One day I'll go see them. And then one day they're old. And they're not. They're just
It's not the
as,
same.
They may not be
Yeah.
as good. Like Kiss, Kiss is on my bucket list. I've always wanted to see Kiss. I was listening to them in 5th grade, and I'm not a kid by any way.
Right.
And so they're coming this fall with David Lee Roth. And from what I understand, they sound horrible now. But I loved them.
But some old bands hold up. Danny and I went and saw The Who, and I was like, for a bunch of 7-year-old dudes, they still
They-
pull
yeah.
it down.
And it's
Yeah. Pretty good.
not. Like
How
some
do
bands-
you rotate
Yeah,
our
you
cuff,
just
not
gotta-
get
yeah.
tired of
Right.
this?
Right.
Yeah. Like Bon Jovi, I bet John Bon Jovi's still really good.
Oh, yeah,
Guns N'
he's
Roses
really
coming
good.
back
Yeah.
around.
Don't
I know
bring that up
Danny
around
was-
Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My last
bring up
one.
Bon
I'm
Jovi.
still hurt because I didn't get my tickets yet.
My last one is Snow Patrol.
Oh, sorry. I saw them at Seattle. Amazing.
Yeah, they were there while I was there. I didn't go.
They were amazing. Yep.
Jake, I know you had a bucket list for Hank Williams Jr. and you crossed that one off at Jambo last year.
I didn't. No, it was not. I would never have paid for a Hank Williams Jr. ticket.
Oh, you were just glad you got to experience it.
After I saw it, I was like, wow, I didn't realize he
Yeah.
was that good.
I
He
kind of
was way
regret
better.
not
He was
going.
definitely like the best act at the Jamboree last year.
It was a great.
Wow.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was awesome.
He was good.
He used to come to West Virginia like 6 times a year.
And he gets up there and gets cranky, and
Yeah.
obviously he and I would not get along in real life, but but he was awesome on stage.
To watch, yeah.
he was really
I
cool.
loved
Kinda
it
like
when
Kid
he
Rock.
kicked that speaker and that fan. It was just
I love
awesome.
Kid
cool. Yeah,
Rock.
he was cool.
That's one of my favorite
I
concerts.
think the one that I haven't seen yet that I really need to is Bruno. I haven't seen Bruno.
Oh, Bruno's
Oh.
great, man.
That would
Bruno's
be
great.
I'd love to see
Yeah,
Bruno.
I'm with you. That was my go-to.
Yeah.
I guess
Bruno
I
Mars.
need to
Is that
add
the one
to
you
my
had, Danny?
list.
Yeah. He was in Vegas when we were there
We
a
should
couple
go,
years ago
Danny.
for New Year's. And I
Oh,
was
that'd be
like,
fun.
man, and the crazy.
You don't go to Vegas to see shows. I don't know. You shouldn't. Not a musical act. Go
What?
to Vegas. No. You shouldn't.
I went to Vegas
Why?
to see the Backstreet Boys. It was amazing.
But the Backstreet Boys will come to your town. My point is, when you go to Vegas, and Tony, this is my advice to you. It was the
Okay.
other day too. When you go to Vegas, go to something you can only see in Vegas.
Right.
Because the other guys, they'll tour. and you can.
Well, okay, I
I
see
didn't
that
know
point.
at the
Fair
time
point.
Backstreet
I
Boys
see your-
was going to
yeah.
tour. I thought they were just doing
That's
these
fair.
2 big shows in Vegas, and I was like, crap, we got to get there and see them before
Right.
they're not together anymore.
That's reasonable. I mean, but like, go see. I know it's.
So forget
Go see
George
Blue Man Group or
Strait,
go
Lady
see
Antebellum.
Chris Angel or whatever. Go see like somebody.
Chris
who's
Angel.
singing.
Urban.
Country
cool.
loves Vegas.
Yeah.
They do now, especially.
Yeah, I agree with you on that level. I can understand that because like you don't get to see the Blue Man Group in person, so you got to go to Vegas to do that.
Oh, that's
Go
true.
watch the Bellagio fountain.
I just
It's
added
awesome.
Right.
Angie to the 7-Up social wall. She had one to throw in there too. You might have a chance next week. Blake,
Oh.
Moto Center
Oh.
next Thursday.
See,
Yeah.
Blake.
By the way, if you want upgrades, if you're going to that show, upgraded seats, meet and greets, we've got a whole bunch of stuff to upgrade. Make sure you wear one of those neon bull any concert, neon bull shirts are the way because we spot you, we get you hooked up. That's how that goes down. So if you don't have one, make one. If not, you can win one with Tony, Jake, and Jen at 8:40 every morning with Smartest in the Northwest.
And this weekend, it's another Super Blake winning weekend.
That's right. We have more a VIP package, including dinner through catering, which is cool.
That's a dope
Wouldn't you-
package.
if you're going to go see Blake on Thursday night, wouldn't you go ahead and take off Friday?
You probably should.
Probably
that-
should. It's
Jake-
Valentine's Day too.
How late is that show going to go? Because
Yeah,
Jake and I
there's
were
15
talking.
acts.
And it's the first stop on his tour.
It's like a country circus
It's the
coming to
first
town.
stop.
Yeah, and it's the day before Valentine's Day.
Does that
What's
mean
the
the
money?
show gets longer because they're still kind of ironing it out?
It could be, and I gotta think I'm putting it in the air that he brings Gwen
I
Stefani out
know.
with him. It's
Valentine's
Valentine's
Day's
weekend,
the next day,
and he's in
Gwen
Seattle the next
Stefani,
day.
She walked out on that stage and sings that song with him. I would be in the fetal position on the ground crying. Though that is the most beautiful song.
See, now I
my
have
favorite
to
song.
Stay. I was thinking that maybe I wouldn't stay the night up here Thursday night. I would just do like our thing, maybe go see like Lauren Elena because I'm really excited to see her.
Yeah.
And then drive home so I can come back because we have to work Friday morning. But now I'm like, if Gwen Stefani shows up and I'm not there, I'm going to be real mad.
As much as she does,
Jen,
man.
Generation question: has Gwen Stefani ever played a Super Bowl halftime show?
Yeah,
Like a true false thing?
I think so. True?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The year that Shania did in 2003, she did,
Yeah.
no doubt.
I
feel
don't
like I
want to be the
remember-
bearer of bad news,
I
but
feel
she
like I
will
remember
not
that.
be here.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
I was
She
in
won't
high
be here.
school
Danny
in
knows.
2003.
Danny knows she's not going to be here.
Oh, she's not.
I've asked already.
Oh,
Oh, thank you for confirming.
anybody else want to rain on our
What did you
parade?
ask?
He just saved me
I talked
$200.
to Blake's
He doesn't
people,
reveal
But they
his
don't know
source.
that.
and she's doing her residency in Vegas that night. She's at the Zappos
He's
Theater.
going to Vegas after
Oh.
he leaves here. Then
Thanks, Danny.
No, I think he's going straight to Seattle the
Yeah,
next
you
night.
wouldn't fly to.
He's going to Seattle, then Spokane, I think.
they
it
got to
is.
be together on
They're just gonna
Valentine's
have
Day.
to
It'll break my heart.
FaceTime.
If you've never seen
Valentine's
No
Day.
Doubt or Gwen live, amazing.
The Gwen
There's
and,
a lot of
Gwen and
energy.
Blake are my fantasy romance. Like I just live through them. I
How do
Like
you
you
feel
want to
about it,
be
Jen?
with them? That's weird.
No, well,
Jen, how do you feel about
I
Gwen
love
Stefani and
them.
Blake?
Like
Putting Jen on blast.
I like her and I like him, but I still can't.
Get together?
No, I can't do it in my head. It just
Why? I think it's
because
awesome.
I
Yeah.
was such a Miranda Blake fan. I'm still
And I was a Gavin
Oh,
Gwen
they-
fan.
they were
but
so
miserable.
heartbroken.
But
about that.
those two made
sometimes
each other
spouses
miserable, though.
cheat,
Let's just-
and the
yeah.
victims of the cheated usually find their way together.
we don't
Not
really
saying
know who
anything.
cheated in Blake and Miranda's thing, do we? Or has has either one made a statement? Either one, have you heard it or read it come out of their mouth?
Brooks and Dunn and Reba, that's a good one too, Kristen. Thank you.
I want to know.
Is it on?
Then Stephanie said that when she saw Blake years ago, he brought Miranda with him, so Gwen will be there. No, we just confirmed. Sorry, Stephanie.
Yeah.
See, Danny, you're ruining the dreams
Sorry,
of
I
everyone.
know. Trust me, I know because I really wanted to see. I really wanted to see Gwen too.
Can't she
Now-
do her residency hologram style?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. From
Hol-
here.
Let's hope.
and Michael
There you go.
Jackson will be opening in hologram fashion.
And
Now,
Tupac.
And Tupac Shakur was
you
close.
you said Kiss was yours, Tony. Did we cover
It
everyone?
was one of mine. Yeah.
What else?
It's funny
Yeah.
because we're spoiled in this industry, so all the country acts we've pretty much seen.
Yeah.
This is true.
Who else, Tony?
I
That's why
don't.
mine was like Snow Patrol.
I don't really have. Yeah, I think Kiss was really one of mine. That
Seen
was the
Weird Al
big-
yet?
I have not seen Weird
I've seen
Al.
him a few times. It's awesome. Jake, credit to you. He
Yeah,
is great.
But a fan. Yes.
Mine, you're going to make fun of me. Again, we've seen them all.
Finally, a chance to make
Oh
fun
wait a
of
minute.
you.
One more I never saw, and I want Eagles. The Eagles. Oh,
That would be sweet.
I
Jake-
kick myself for not going when they were here at
See?
Moda with Vince
With
Gill.
Vince Gill?
Man,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Still, that's
kicked
still not
myself
the
for
same,
not
though.
seeing Tom Petty
Yeah.
at the Gorge.
That's my point, youngins.
I
When you
should've
love
rem-
somebody, go see him. Pay the money.
It's like
Because you
Dave
never
Matthews
know.
for all those years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw him way too many times.
No, you could, like it's
No.
a different thing. Like if you were to
One
say
and
like
done.
I want to go see Bruno, I can comfortably not go see Bruno this year.
Yeah.
I can go see Bruno next year. With the Eagles, you do need to go see them.
Clock
Right.
ticking.
Yeah. Well, they're
Like
already on
George
3
or
out of 5
Willie.
or whatever.
Are they all still, all of them?
No, one of them's dead.
Two of
Fry.
them are.
Two of them
Glenn's
are.
Yeah,
dead.
so it's not even the original.
But
you
Vince
know?
Gill filling
No.
I
in,
do
decent
love-
replacement.
I do
yeah.
love
Yeah.
Vince Gill.
And isn't like
His son.
Connor or
Glenn's-
something like that?
Yeah.
It's Connor Fry.
Yeah.
For me, it's Coldplay.
Oh,
I've never seen Coldplay.
Good choice.
Their first
Boring band ever.
their first 2 albums are outstanding, and I don't know.
I have heard that you need to see them in Europe
That's not going to happen.
Why?
because how they play, like the stadium shows that they do there, it's just different than here. Like the amount of people that go to them and the acoustics and the stuff.
You haven't lived until you've seen George Strait in Zimbabwe, you guys. For
What about
real.
Mumford and Son? Has anybody seen them?
Oh no,
love them,
I
too.
haven't.
Did we
I
have-
like
No,
them. Here.
I will wait for them.
We had the Lumineers here.
Oh wait,
fun.
no, maybe
Yeah,
I
they're coming
have
this
because they
fall.
opened for somebody at the Gorge one time.
I'd
Ooh,
like to see
Trisha's
them.
got a good one on the 7-Up social wall. Timberlake.
I have never seen Timberlake.
Saw him last year.
Yep.
So good.
Seen him a bunch
I
of times.
would have loved it if I'd have known any of the songs, I'm sure.
Well,
know
Tony,
his
you
music.
single-handedly brought Sexy back.
Well,
so.
he didn't play those. I mean, he
He
didn't.
did too. He did sexy
Well, I
back.
probably left by then, but yeah, I
Oh, it was so good.
But I loved it because I just love him. And to watch him dance
It's
and
hard
to
not
watch
to.
his stage and how I mean, just how talented he was. I loved it.
Well,
But I was
his
like,
show is a show.
well, yeah, I wish
He
I'd have
wasn't
known the
just on a
songs.
stage
Yeah.
singing.
Right.
Like I love George Strait. Absolutely love George. I will see him anytime, anywhere. But this,
Yeah,
like Alan
and
Jackson.
the one play,
Yeah.
like they just speak because they're legends and they can,
Yeah.
and I'll stand there and watch it forever and in eternity. But I mean, JT puts on like a full, I mean,
Sure.
it's a production.
You're saying George Strait doesn't dance on stage?
You know, if George would have even
How dare you,
He
Dan?
should take his
How
cue
dare
from
you
Tim
point out what George
McGraw
does?
and do some of those fancy dance moves.
if George would have even raised his hand up, I would have been shocked. I mean, he just
Rested it on the guitar when he's not playing?
Yeah.
yep, and you're just sitting there going, "Yep, I'm watching the legend."
Yes.
Yeah.
Guns N'
You love
Roses
it.
going on tour this year. I
wouldn't
don't
spend my money.
I don't know that I would spend the kind of like Bon Jovi. Like I'd see him, I'd walk across the street to see him, or if they happen to be playing a festival, I'd be cool with it. But like I'm not paying that kind of money to go see Bon Jovi or Guns N' Roses.
No,
Sorry.
I tried to get my tickets, and within the first 7 minutes, they were like $560 for
Holy
4
smokes.
tickets. It was almost $2,500 with the, the fees. I was like, I love John Bon Jovi.
Let me throw in a second
But I'm-
topic here, real quick. Tangential to this one. Is there a act that you would like to see, but you don't feel like you belong, and so you won't go?
Foo Fighters.
Why wouldn't you belong at a Foo Fighter show?
Because I couldn't hang in the mosh pit anymore.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
went to a Chili Peppers concert a few months ago with Moda, and they had chairs on the floor. I was like,
but they're,
God,
like,
dude, when
old.
did I get old?
I felt
Right.
that
Like
way
old.
at Timberlake.
Yeah.
Not, but once I got there, I didn't. But yeah, because there were a lot of other old folks there. But yeah, I felt
Beyonce.
that way a little bit.
Beyonce, Jay-Z.
You would know, you would be fish out of water.
Yeah,
But I freaking love her, man. She's
Post
The
Malone
irony
for
of
me.
you sitting down at the show.
huh? Post Malone for me.
I saw
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Posty's
I
good.
saw him
for me.
Moda
Me
when he was
personally.
here last. He just stood there. And
Yeah,
he's like,
he just-
and he doesn't have his transitions from song to song is so awkward.
Is
It's
he
like
a band or?
no, it's
No,
just him on stage.
just
It's
him.
like a big catwalk. He doesn't even do a normal stage.
Yeah.
and he just sat there and he did his song. And he's like, okay, and this one is about a breakup, and he busts into it. And then he's like, okay, and this one is about, and like literally it
lame.
was that awkward. I was like, really?
It's funny, we took
where's
Tanner
the-
to that concert because he loves Post Malone, and the guy that sat down right in front of us fired up a giant freaking doobie. And Tanner was like,
Oh, you were sitting behind me.
I like Post Malone. I'm like, we're going to move.
I would love to see Metallica, but I just. Oh yeah. I don't want to like be a poser.
They will not let you down.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I would, and they're old enough to where I think I could get away with it. But like, does anybody want to go see like JoJo Siwa or something like that? Secretly way down deep.
Can I tell you a Metallica
Yes.
story?
secretly.
I could see
way down
Mojo. I could
deep.
see you having a lot of bands that you would like to see, but you feel like you'd feel.
So I went and saw
'Cause you're so
Metallica.
uncool,
I
you
met
see.
them too in Oakland, and so I'm at the show, and they're from Oakland, so they it's a hometown show, and the pyrotechnics, and they're dope, they're amazing. So I'm standing there in the mosh pit, and it wasn't like a crazy mosh pit, just people standing watching the show, and this little kid, he must have been 8, long blonde hair, just banging his head, and I'm like, get it, kid, get it, this kid is awesome. And then I look back behind him, and sure enough, who's his dad? Guy Fieri. standing right there, and his son is just going to town. I'm like,
That's really cool.
that's awesome.
The Prince of Flavortown?
I told,
Yes.
I told the Prince of Flavortown that your kid is awesome. He's like, yeah, he's
No,
pretty
he's the
rad.
mayor of Flavortown.
Mayor of Flavortown. He's like, yeah, he's
That's
rad. I was like, that dude's awesome.
So I used to work on a top 40 station, and
Hold on, everybody picture that for a minute.
I can picture it.
I did,
No, I can totally see
did
it.
good on Kiss FM. The 21 Pilots had come to town, so I had to do the station stuff.
Oh, I bet they were.
All 21 of them?
They flew in.
I thought they were amazing. I think 21 Pilots is really
No one else got
talented.
that.
I actually really like them. But me at their concert,
You were like the oldest one there.
yeah, oldest one.
I wouldn't think that.
And
Talk
they're-
about being stressed out.
Some of their followers are somewhat, like, not emo, but they just have, like, a look, and I just...
The only one with the 401k in the audience.
She's like, what's with all the yellow tape?
She really does. Now, what's funny is
My ears are bleeding from all the
And
screaming.
Spencer was with me, and he's real tall and, like, very just, like, professional looking, and we just... After the third song, I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
We're
Think of
ruining
this.
this party.
We're ruining the
Think
show
about
for the
this.
people.
I got started. Think about this. I got started in top 40 music for several years.
Think about
me
that.
announcing Justin Timberlake. Here's JT. You know, it was
Well,
like,
wasn't he still with NSYNC back then?
oh yeah. I mean,
No.
I was.
He was still in diapers.
I
he was in
was.
the Mickey Mouse Club still.
No, I got started late. It was NSYNC was my big, but that was the big band, man.
Still in
But
diapers.
That was like, I go back and listen to that, and I'm like, wow, was I way out of place?
I just saw, since we're going down this road, by the way, I've seen Britney Spears a few times, saw her in Vegas. She lip syncs the whole show, but it's a great show. They just opened this experience down in LA where you can walk through, it's like 7 or 8 different sets from her various music videos.
Oh,
Yep.
cool.
And you can, like, it's a photo
good
op
idea.
inside of these sets. I thought it was a great idea. $59.90 to go through this thing.
I'd
watch
pay
it.
$60 to go walk through the sets of her various music videos, and
I'd
it's
pay
Britney,
it.
that are
Britney
recreated.
Spears.
I'm surely those are not the sets, right?
No, yeah, well, clearly, yeah, recreated.
They're
But like
her-
the toxic airplane
That's
and all.
what I'm saying. It's not. They're recreated. It's not even the real set.
Right, and
it's
Britney's not there.
$60.
You don't get a concert. It's
Well, and the-
$60. Is that crazy?
But I saw that.
You'd still do it.
I saw that, and they have her actual dresses because the airline
Well, that's
dress
cool.
that she wore from it's like a Hard Rock. It's a newer
Sure.
version of the Hard Rock. But the guy that owns that is a true Britney fan, and
Clearly.
so yeah. Well, yeah, I saw it on
Stage
Entertainment Tonight, and I was
finger
like,
fan.
really?
Where was it? L.A. You said?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
down in LA. Yeah,
That's
they
LA
just
prices.
opened it like this week.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
cool.
Yeah, it was crazy.
She has my first album. She's a first CD. I took my own money to Walmart and
Bought
bought
it.
it.
wow.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande, I would feel weird at an Ariana Grande show.
That'd be a tough
I
one to
would
go
really
to.
like to see her,
Yeah.
but
Because you're not a
if she-
16-year-old girl.
well, yeah, there's that. But I mean, if she lip syncs, then I don't want to see her anyways.
Oh.
She probably doesn't, right?
She's
got
voice
the
track.
chops.
I'm sure she tracks a lot of it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Before we
They
wrap,
dance.
a
A lot of
couple
dancing.
more on the 7-Up social wall. Kristen, Black Eyed Peas were fun,
that'd
but
be
I
cool.
totally thought they were odd when they were opening for No Doubt and Lit. Glad I didn't see them though.
Nice.
Lit is awesome. I saw them. They played one of our festival shows back when I worked in Modesto, and
Did they play that one song that they had?
they had 2, jerk.
What was the other one?
Miserable.
I don't remember that.
You Make Me Complete. And Pamela Anderson was in the video. Okay, anyway.
Wow.
And here's a subtle hint from your wife, Danny.
Yeah.
Love Metallica.
Just putting
Oh
that
yeah,
out there.
I know. It's our go-to.
Carrie
gotta go.
concurs. Metallica was awesome.
Yeah.
Is that what she was dancing to on the boat that time? That video you posted online? Shh. Sorry, Kimmy.
That was on a group.
I mean, I may or may not have downloaded that to my desktop. Just
That's
saying.
awkward. Oh my
Yeah, and
god.
Kristen on the 7-Up social wall confirms that Miserable is her favorite Lit song, Jake. So there. Nana nana boo boo.
Whatever.
I think you're thinking of
Nobody knows
Nickelback.
that song.
It was. It was
I don't even know who Lit
She was
is.
going after
You
it.
wanna
She
bet?
was singing, lip singing.
Maybe not. Okay. That's true. Jake didn't know Stressed Out from 21 Pilots. So,
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. 21 Pilots is after me.
Journey is another good one. Somebody said.
Good.
I-
The
I-
original Journey.
Because of that, yeah, okay.
I want to
Danny-
check out the original Beatles while we're at it.
Don't stop believing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know how that goes.
What a music video experience from an artist would you walk through besides Britney? I think about that and add those to the comments. We don't have to do it right now, but I mean that's a whole rabbit hole we can jump through. I know. Think about that.
I know we're running on time, but I want to know what everybody's first. Since we're speaking about concerts, what was your first concert, Mojo?
Oh gosh, Reba, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Wow. Okay.
Back in
Jen?
the 80s.
Pam Tillis, Oregon State Fair.
Jake.
Kenny Chesney, Nebraska Flats, working here.
Ooh.
Was my first ever concert.
Really?
Good one.
Can I
Wow.
amend mine? The first concert I actually went to intentionally from myself was at the Gorge in 1994. Lollapalooza. It was Smashing Pumpkins, George Clinton, the Beastie Boys,
Jeez.
the Breeders, Tribe Called Quest, and the opening band was this new act called Green Day.
Oh my God.
That's pretty epic, right?
Yeah.
That is epic.
Mine
How
was
old were you in 1994, Jen?
6.
Wow. Mine was the US Festival in California, Riverside, California, and it was all like rock bands. Van Halen, the Scorpions.
That's cool.
Sounds like a good set.
It was the Rolling Stones. Guns N' Roses were like the opening act for everybody.
Wait a second. What year were you born, Jen?
88.
Okay. Tony?
Mine was
I was doing some math. I
Does
was like,
some
that
weird
doesn't
math in
work.
his head.
Yours was Mozart,
three,
right?
3 years, 3 years before Jim was born.
Oh, wow.
I went to see Moses and the Bible Thumpers. No,
The Moses, right?
yeah, I went. I went to see.
He sang a song I Walked on Water.
I don't know if it was John Cougar Mellencamp or REO Speedwagon.
Was he John Cougar or just John
he was John
Mellencamp?
Cougar Mellencamp, I think, at that point. But I know it was REO Speedwagon was one of them too.
Yeah.
Brian Adams, I think I saw too back then.
That was the summer of
Not
'69.
Brian.
Yeah.
That song
Wow.
hadn't come out yet.
No.
Well, that's
Too funny.
It was the summer of 3 years from now.
And then I drove Buddy Holly to the airport. So
There you go.
Wow, dude! On the
Oh
60
my God, too
the 61st
soon.
anniversary.
Too soon.
It's been 61
We sang
years.
that-
That's,
Dirges
if you
in the
die
dark.
in an
Fun
airplane
fact.
crash, it's
Fun
always
fact.
too soon.
Did
Sorry.
you know that Waylon Jennings gave up his seat on that flight?
yes, indeed, he did.
Big
know
I
Bopper.
hate knowing stuff like that.
And then they flipped a coin. Somebody flipped a coin too.
That might have been. That might have been.
Big Bopper.
Yeah, so Big
Richie
Bopper
Valens,
ended up
Big
on it.
Bopper and Waylon and one other. I can't remember who it was. All of a sudden, I went blank. But they flipped a coin and Waylon said, "You can have my seat."
Wow, That's 61 years ago, like yesterday, I think. So crazy. Nice way to end it. Thanks, guys.
On a low note.
That's the way we
do
started.
this every Wednesday at 10:30 called BS. And please keep the comments going. We'll jump back on here and talk to you again next week. Thank you for all of the comments and keep the thread rolling. Appreciate all of you for watching. See ya. Bye.
I